feelings about it, but they're the wrong feelings.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
they
I
just
don't
said
know
it's.
anything about it.
I
I don't
mean,
know how
it's
to
really
engage.
gross, but I guess it's really gross if you just watch Elf. I don't know what other movies there are.
It's
Like,
It's related to
that's
Elf?
no, I'm
yeah.
just. It's you
It's
have to
in the
watch like
extended
PG
Elf
movies.
universe.
What is it? What is
No,
it? What is it?
it's basically the Talented Mr. Ripley, but updated for 2006. So it has
Okay,
No.
what
music
is
that
the
I used to
talented
listen
Mr.
to.
Ripley?
Yeah, it's great music.
That is a movie where Matt Damon infiltrates the relationship between Gwyneth Paltrow and Jude Law, and then
Oh.
like manipulates them and does
Mm.
cruel things. And he's talented because he can
Rude.
pretend to be all sorts of shitty people.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Saltburn's like here's my thing. Saltburn has some really excellent performances.
I agree.
Most of my problem with it is that I don't think that whatever thesis statement Emerald Fennell is trying to make
Came
is
across.
clear. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
found myself, despite them being like rich people who are clearly like entitled and didn't earn what they have, they weren't like awful enough.
Yeah.
They seemed complexly human to the extent that prospects of their downfall did not feel like a whoa, yeah, we ate those rich, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what the movie thinks it's doing, or it's
Oh.
It
just
definitely
straight up
tried to do.
satirizing that idea.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the question. If the satire is ha ha ha, you people think we can eat the rich, but they're better than you are, and you
Oh,
become
that's
gross if
bleak.
you eat
Okay,
them.
I do not think they're better than we are. Even those
I don't think that either.
characters.
But I'm saying like maybe that's the extra high conceptness of it is that she's like, hey, if you think eating the rich is the thing, well, what if the rich are actually something charming? Uh, yeah, Kelly, it's supposed to be the big thing is it's supposed to be gross,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's
supposed to
there
be.
are a
What do you
couple
mean
of scenes.
gross? Like gore, blood, poop,
No,
or
sex
like
Yeah, there's like well,
oh
there's some
weirdness,
blood and there's
but it's
some
not even
yeah.
that. Oh, is there blood? Oh, there is blood.
Yeah, there's some blood and
okay.
there's some penis juice in the movie.
Ew.
Hmm. But it's
But
shockingly tame.
yeah. No, I mean
Okay.
when you compare it to
Wait, the
a
juice or
movie,
the penis or the
Both?
movie?
No.
well, the penis is I think shockingly large in a way. Well, maybe not
Oh,
shockingly. It's large.
congrats.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Whose is
definitely
it? And
not.
is it a prosthetic? Sorry. I
I believe it's actually Barry Keoghan's penis.
okay.
Oh,
And
I'm
is
glad you
there
said his last name because I would have butchered that.
I
Not
watched
on, not
several
as a joke.
videos,
Okay,
including
thank
videos where
God.
he said his own name in interviews. So unless he was saying it wrong on purpose, I think it's Keoghan.
Then we're all in
Um,
on the joke. Okay, good.
well,
yeah.
isn't that like Rihanna says her name wrong on purpose just because everybody says Rihanna
And
and
then
it's something
somebody said it
else?
right, and she
What,
was
And then
like,
what's
Adele, she's
"Is that
Adelaide.
who?" Oh, is it Adelaide?
I don't know.
like
It
former
isn't
Vice
Adele,
President
is all
Adlai
I know.
Stevenson?
I just know it's not Adele. Because someone in an interview said it different, and I
And
was
she was
like,
like,
"Huh." But Adele was like, "Oh, you said my name right," and I was like, "Oh, I take back
"What?"
my laugh, I suppose."
This is weird. This is very weird. But yeah, anyway. I mean, I would watch the movie. Kelly, watch the movie Saltburn.
So
Tell
we
us
can
what you
talk
think.
about it.
It sounds like it's trying to do a parasite thing.
It's a little bit there's a little bit of parasite thing going on.
Okay,
But
It's got Carrie Mulligan.
it does.
love
Yeah,
her.
didn't know she was in
Mhm.
it. Was a nice surprise. Very
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Love her. hmm
Mhm.
Rosamund
Spoiler for
Pike.
anybody who hasn't seen it. But that's, yeah, great cast.
Ah, love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, great cast.
Okay.
Great cast, great performances.
Okay.
Beautiful English countryside
The guy who's the
chateau.
manager in Spice World, he's the dad.
Good.
Was he the manager? He was
I think
important.
so.
He cared about those girls.
I think manager.
Either that or press
Mm.
person. I can't. Probably.
Mm.
I need to. Let's just rewatch Spice World instead.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Okay, great.
Mhm.
This is a
First
podcast
Spice
about
Girls
Spice
movie.
World.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our
Spice
first
World,
incursion
yay!
into the Spice World.
No.
That's right.
and
We're
then
talking
we watched
about
Dune.
Spice World
We
and then
psych 'em
Dune.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I think I like the
What is
idea
it?
that
It's
they're
the
interconnected.
This is the 40th anniversary of that, I think, of the Lynch, and it's gonna be in
Oh, mhm.
theaters. I'm gonna go.
Oh.
watch it. Unless I have already missed it, because I forgot until just now.
I mean, by the time this releases, you might have missed it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
I've been watching that David Lynch Dune on, I think it's on HBO. It seems like it's on several streaming services right now concurrently, but I've been watching it like frequently because it's just nice to have on. And there's nothing cooler than the fight scene between Kyle MacLachlan and Jean-Luc Picard and Patrick Stewart, where they're all like, they have pixelated box armor because it's early CG.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh
Actually.
my
Me
God.
neither.
You're gonna
I've
love
seen
this
pieces
thing.
of it from back when I had cable as a child.
Specifically the cod piece that Sting only wears in his performance.
Oh my God.
Genuinely did not know Sting was in
It's
it.
really more of a bikini. It's more of a metal bikini bottom than a cod piece. But yeah, Sting is in the movie.
Okay, good for him.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. Speaking of great things, this is Debut Buddies. It's a fortnightly podcast about firsts. My name is Nate. I'm one of the buddies.
I'm Kelly. I'm another buddy.
I'm Chelsea Hollander. I am the last buddy. Weren't we supposed to say our last names?
Oh,
Weren't they
yeah.
the podcast last name?
That was a one-time.
I left
gift
it.
for
Ooh,
Savannah.
sorry. My bad.
Uh-oh,
Whoops.
Chelsea Hollander doxed herself on
I'm
episode
gonna remove
34
my
of
last
Debut
name.
Buddies. I think it's
Or just leave the last name, remove the first name, see what happens.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
We've replaced
actually,
Chelsea with a new person named Hollander.
Just leave it with
Whoa.
Ander. Wait, no,
Ooh,
that's a
okay.
person's name.
Like Anders Holm? And
Who?
Anders Holmes? The guy, he's in Workaholics.
Workaholics.
Oh, I was thinking of
I think it's Anders, too.
somebody. What's the
Are
one
you
in
thinking of Ender
Battlestar?
Card?
What? Is that
Yeah.
who I'm thinking?
Ender in his game?
Oh, no, not Ender. Ander.
Ender what?
I'm trying to look it up, guys.
Dander. I barely knew her.
Dander, Dander.
And then I pivoted.
I'll accept that.
What are we talking about today?
We, listeners ahoy, are talking
Oh, ahoy.
about the first
Oh,
board
yeah.
game. Get ready to be bored?
I wish I
Wow.
knew how to play the first board game.
I watched a bunch of videos on how to.
Ooh.
Wait,
Tell
hold
me
on.
more.
If we have the same game, are we
I
talking about the
wish
same
that there was a consensus on what the first
one?
board
Is there
game
not?
is.
Because I only saw a consensus, so I am confused at what you were talking about via text.
I found 3 different sources claiming 3 different first board games.
Interesting.
Yes. Now, one of
I
them,
saw 2 of them. What? You go on.
well,
saw
one of my
them.
sources was the notorious artifact thieves known as the British Museum.
I
So
did
they
also
make
know.
one claim, which is very different
I
than
don't
the
know
other
about them.
claims. And then 2 of the claims came from 2 separate sources that had been infused into the Wikipedia articles. And I wasn't really able to tease out which one was technically more accurate because it seems like it is a regional / hemispherical dispute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Damn. So
the
something goes
first
past
one-
3000 BC? Wait. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I was seeing like 4,000 or maybe even 6,000. But it did seem like the really early one was like we might be reaching.
But the
type of
other
thing.
one, the one that I'm talking about could be 4,000 to 6,000, but they were talking about nothing came after 3 or other stuff was seen in okay, we need to talk about what they are. So I am
Yes.
Yeah, because we're talking about this
Not just
vaguely
dancing
is
around it.
absurd. So
Yeah.
here's the options I discovered, and I'm just going to list them
Okay.
in no particular order, just the order that I wrote them down. There is,
Wonderful.
according to the British Museum, the Royal Game of which is from
My test.
it is from Mesopotamia around 4,600 years ago, so 24 to 2,600 BC, and that there are game
not that long,
rules
then.
for it written on cuneiform tablets by a Babylonian astronomer in 177 BC. Okay, the Royal
Okay.
Game of spelled U-R.
Mhm.
There was also Senet, which is an Egyptian game, spelled
Is it Senet or
Senet. Yeah.
because the YouTube videos I watched pronounced it Senet, and I was like, that's a different game.
Well, that's because you were
How-
watching YouTube, so they were saying you've seen it.
Oh no, I'm talking about Senet the game.
Ha ha ha.
I know.
Like and subscribe.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
Damn.
cancel me immediately. I'm terrible. We're a bad
I
start.
didn't see what you did there.
I know.
I'm
Yeah,
so sorry.
I shouldn't have. What it proves is I shouldn't have done it in the first place. But I never learned.
No, always do it. Always do it. Chelsea, I have a question. In these YouTube videos, what was their what am I trying to ask? Accents? Are we dealing with accents?
They were American.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Oh,
yes.
maybe one British.
Which region?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let me look at I need a phonetic pronunciation guide. Oh,
It could be
Senet
Cena or something like that, or Senna. So yeah, that's another game that exists. That's ancient Egyptian, probably, and
Yep.
that would have been around 2600 BC.
So that's contemporaneous.
Mm-hmm. And then the last game that I know of was Mancala, which is also supposed to be very old.
But it had a different name, and it was like on a pig's back, right?
That one. What was that called? Like Dogs and Jackals or something?
No, that's a different one.
God,
But they had a
many.
Mancala one, but the Mancala one was like on the back of a pig, and it was like, and it's like, you might know it today as Mancala. And I was like, oh, I love that game.
Oh, I definitely do not. What I saw with Mancala was that was more of a group of games, like not necessarily one specifically, but like I'm trying not to use like a category of game. That was easy. Category. Everybody knows
what were you gonna say?
It's effectively
genre, like an API.
I mean, Mancala is like owning a deck of cards, right? Like there's a lot that you could do.
Yeah.
It's effectively a bunch of holes in something. You could put a bunch of holes in the ground, and then if you have rocks, you can make up all sorts of different games to do with those. You can even, to quote the film Saltburn that we talked about before the show started.
Are you going to do something weird and gross with the
you
holes?
You could put your penis in those
true.
holes in the ground.
Yeah, I thought that might be what you'd say.
Just saying.
I think
it doesn't have to be a grave
careful.
circumstance.
Well,
I did see that one.
Yeah. I had to get you back. I had to get you back on board.
Thank
Chelsea.
you. I appreciate it.
But then you're only playing with one peg, you know?
It's true.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Who's gonna win?
If you're lucky.
I guess you might win. This is the sequel to American Pie we've all been waiting for.
Right. American Mancala. A game about desecrating other people's past. But what I've seen from
what
Mancala,
Americans love to do.
Oh yeah, we're so good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Mancala could be as old as 5800 BC, so that would be the oldest of these, assuming that's accurate. But we don't have really good records on stuff like this. So yeah.
And was that from the? So I then looked more at Senet, whatever that one is, and that's the one that like they found them in like households from way far back.
Yeah.
And just like it was like the household game that everybody like had.
It's also interesting that one. Okay, so the trajectory of that game I found very compelling. One,
I thought you would.
Oh, you know what I'm interested in. So I loved that the ones that were found were made of like really expensive materials. So it's like that says to me that it's not just like an everyman game. Like even the richos were playing this game, and that seemed tied to that evolution of it. It seemed like it started as a secular game, and then the church sort of, or like the church, religion, co-opted it, and then it became like a morality game, which is not unique to that game. I saw that a lot of the early board games, not just in ancient times, but like I got curious and I was like, first American board game, another Christian morality game. Like that seems to be tangled up in a lot of them, which like lame.
Yeah, well, because Senet is depicted in the Book of the Dead, in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, as someone had to play against someone to move on in the afterlife, which of course also happens in the Ingmar Bergman movie The Seventh Seal, where a knight has to play chess against the devil, and Bill and Ted's
Bill and
Bogus
Ted.
Journey,
Yeah.
where they have to play various board games against the devil.
Twister against.
Yeah. But that's interesting that we have. So clearly, this game was ubiquitous enough that people saw it as a game of status that someone who is knowledgeable could be tested at against,
Right.
literally for their mortality, for their soul, for their immortality, whatever. And it also had to be accessible enough that somebody reading the Book of the Dead or hearing about it in whatever religious situation would be able to follow what was going on, right?
Well, and how many people knew? It seems like it didn't become ubiquitous as a result of it being incorporated into religion. It seemed like it was religious
Already.
it was ubiquitous, and then over time became associated with religion. So it's like they already knew how to play. Like it was part of it before the significance of it changed, which is so compelling. Like at some point, oh boy, there were like Egyptian millennials essentially being like, when I was a kid, we didn't have the internet, but instead they were like, this game didn't used to be about the afterlife. It used to just be dogs and jackals, like normal stuff. I know that those were from the other game.
Well, here's an interesting thing about chess, a game that we're all familiar with, but the queen and the bishop pieces weren't part of chess originally. They got introduced in the 14th century. And
that makes
actually
sense.
because the role of queens became more elevated as there were more and more female rulers surviving bloodlines, especially during the Crusades when kings were gone to fight.
Right.
It was like, well, we got to make sure everybody knows the queen means business too. And then bishops were the same thing. It was like, hey, you got to listen to this asshole.
Yeah.
He's important.
Oh boy, I don't know anything about chess. I know that the queen is very important in the game.
Queen is the most powerful
She's
piece
the
in
most,
all of
yeah.
in all of
Yeah,
chess. Yeah,
yeah.
she's
And what's
queen
the bishop
slept.
up to? And what's the bishop doing?
The bishop
He got
only goes
special
diagonal.
Diagonal?
or-
Yeah, he goes
What does that
diagonally for any distance until he hits an occupied square, and then he takes that piece.
Okay, he only goes diagonal.
Mhm.
Are other pieces allowed to go diagonal?
Only the queen. The
Oh,
queen's the only one
she
that
can do
can, because the queen can go any direction she
Cool.
wants.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
for her.
Mhm, mhm.
These illustrations of Senet are very cool.
Well, I
It's gonna
also
isolate us saying this name twice
Yeah.
every time we say it.
That's fine. There was
Senet.
one of the YouTube videos that I watched was about it being like the first Ouija board. And that was the expectation, is that's why I thought you would love it.
No, I didn't see
But it
that
was
at all.
like-
Tell me more.
They would I don't know, what's it called when Egyptians get buried and they're put into a tomb? That's what it's called. On their tombs, they would
Entombed.
have like pictures of them playing the game with somebody who's alive, or like that they would put pictures of people that were dead playing with somebody who was alive. And they were like, oh, maybe this was a way to communicate with the dead. And I was like, ooh, Kelly would
That's
love
fucking
that.
Cool. No, yeah, I saw that it was on their like sarcophaguses.
That's
sometimes.
it. That's the words. hmm
But and I thought that was interesting too. Like it was on sarcophaguses when the game was still popular, and then like 1,000 years later, when games are no longer popular, but entombing dead folk is, they were still putting the symbols of the game just because they were copying like old leaders. That's interesting. The way that, I don't know, that's just so strange to think
Yeah.
about today. Like somebody putting on their headstone like chutes and ladders.
I mean, there are definitely like, if you go, you'll see. I'm sure you can find some chess ones, like people with chess pieces on there.
Yeah.
I've seen ones with like baseball bats and stuff, because every now and then I walk
Yeah.
around some cemeteries for fun.
But like people still play baseball. So it makes sense in that regard.
People still play Senet. There are a lot of videos on how to play. People play it.
That's so interesting because everything
Yeah.
I read was like, we don't know how to play it.
No, it's
So,
still going. And I watched a bunch of videos on
cool.
how to play, and it was like, oh, you just have to count. And then if you get to the water one, then you get swept up in the river and you have to go back to number 15. And like it has, and then you have like the die isn't a die. You have 4 sticks and they have rounded sides. So like it depends on how they fall, how it counts. So like if
Oh,
2 are up and 2 are down, it's a number. If 1 is up and 3 are down, it's a number. If all 3 are down, then or like 4. What I don't know. It's 6 if
interesting.
all of them are down.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's fun. But and they sell sets. You can buy one on Amazon. Like they,
Cool.
yeah, there it's going.
You
Still
know,
going hot.
yeah.
Still going
Now that you're
strong.
saying
Meant
it,
strong.
it's both. It's
Okay.
hot. We're saying hot again.
Yeah, yeah.
It slaps. It whips.
Okay.
It's a bop.
It is. It's a bop. You can also probably get a board with a Confederate flag on it. Speaking of
Oh,
dead symbology
That's
that
true.
people
You
keep
definitely can.
alive for some reason,
yeah.
you
I
know?
bet that's on a lot of tunes.
It's coming
Yeah.
back, I guess, in the next year too. It's fine.
Ugh.
No.
Hey,
Ugh.
hey, look. This is
Happy
a
podcast. We
board
are
game
only
podcast.
happy on this one.
Yeah, woo.
We'll
We're
get
making
into
it
that
Never
great.
get
later.
riled up
We're
about
having
pie.
No,
fun.
I have
We're
never
having
been.
fun.
Anyway, board games. What's your guys' favorite? Wait, no, do we want to keep talking about Senet?
Oh, well, I just have one
Yes.
stupid anecdote. It sounds like Nate has something real. Do you want to say something real before I do something dumb?
I was going to
both of
shift gears
these.
and talk about the Royal Game of briefly. So go
Yeah,
go
I would
go
want to
on
hear about
go on
that
your
as
thing.
well.
So I was just seeing all these games with holes and pegs, and I was like,
Oh,
what's that game at Cracker Barrel, and is it ancient?
oh, the one
You
with the
know,
little.
with the holes in the pegs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up, and it does go back a ways, but only to the 1800s.
Do you use like
Although
golf tees on it?
they are sort of shaped like golf tees. They have
Mhm.
that divot at top, the set one,
Hmm.
in it. But they are, um, like it's a real game. It's not something that Cracker Barrel invented. It's
Oh,
called
bummer.
I think it's called Peg Solitaire in
Oh.
America. Everywhere else it's
You play
just
it
called
alone?
Solitaire.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
This is
you
not
do
like
play it
cribbage?
alone. I don't know what cribbage is.
Because cribbage is a game with pegs on a board and cards also.
Oh,
But it's a little.
Oh, no.
But I think with cribbage
That's
you
a little
collect
extra.
pairs and four. Anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
Wait, do you not know the Cracker Barrel game of which we speak?
No, I mean I've been to one Cracker
Fucking
Barrel ever in my entire
Yankee.
life. So yeah, well, you know.
well, when you come visit, we will go to Cracker Barrel.
Yes.
Before we do our bonfire.
Cracker Barrel.
And then
Bonfire.
Waffle House after.
Oh,
Ooh,
boy.
great.
Got
I've been
to.
looking to
Got
fight
to.
somebody.
We got a
You
couple
might
people
have
for
to, but you'll definitely witness a fight.
Yeah,
if we
it'll
go
be
to-
great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it goes back to like the 1800s. We call it peg solitaire in America, and I learned that nobody else in the world calls the card game solitaire.
Ooh, what do they call it?
I
Okay.
forget.
Well, that's
It was like
fine.
patience. They call it patience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that you
was
made
like,
us wait briefly for that too. That was a good
Oh
lesson.
yeah, anticipation. Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That was really good.
It's like, was my Tim Curry not good enough?
That was beautiful.
Flames in the sides of my face.
I should have done it a little louder, I suppose. So I'll remove the cause. Was that better?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
perfect.
That was really good.
Thanks.
I thought you were a Tim Curry for a second there.
Yeah, seriously.
was
Where'd Kelly
uncanny.
go?
Appreciate it. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Kelly
it.
go?
Thank you. Yeah, so that only goes back a couple hundred years. It's not ancient. But how crazy would it have been if at every Cracker Barrel table was Senet? That would have been
Yeah.
amazing.
What if we start making miniature versions and just leave them at the tables? And they're like,
It
oh, they
would
just showed
be-
up one day. And
Yeah,
then suddenly
years
they're all
before anyone
haunted.
noticed. Cool.
Now we're talking.
And then we'll have mini Ouija boards too. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see how
yeah.
it goes.
Ooh, yeah. What if Ouija boards were the game piece and you moved it around and then you got to Ouija when you
Whoa.
won?
Yeah, do
And
the
then it opens up a portal.
Yes.
sick.
And your
We need more portals
biscuits and
to hell.
gravy are actually demons.
Yeah.
I mean, they are for your arteries, right?
Ah, also trademark. I feel like we're really This could be a great
Yeah.
movie. You
It's
guys.
true.
Copyright.
It's true. Take that, Saltburn. We've got a creepy movie for you.
We can definitely make it creepier. I feel
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I've got some notes right now. We could reshoot a few scenes in that movie. It would be great. Um, so the game of is a race game where two players, you just try to get from one end to the other before the other person does. But it has a central sort of thoroughfare in the middle of it because you kind of go curly Q around the outsides, like a scroll sort of thing. The middle section used for fortune telling.
Oh, fun.
You'd be like jamming out on a game of and then be like, what else is going on? Oh, you're gonna die. Like in real life.
Cool.
And you're
Oh.
gonna lose at this game. Whatever. Yeah. Kind of cool.
Boy.
Huh.
So, okay. So these early games had like much more metaphysical levels to them. Like we're looking into the future, we're talking to the dead. Have we only got one game anymore where you talk to the dead?
Yeah. I think we're
that's the
talking
Ouija
about
board?
like a circumstance where all of our entertainments were condensed into a single thing, right? Like you would have a game table, you would bring the game out, and it was like, okay, let's play this game for a little bit. And now let's talk about what could happen to me later. You know what I mean? It was like, let's mix it all together. In the way that many contemporary AAA title video games will include mini games that are not the game that you bought, but they're a different game, right? Like you're playing Legend of Zelda. Guess what? You're fishing. You're building some sort of gyrocopter, and you can probably get your fortune told by somebody. I mean, several games allow for that.
But so in these games, what is it? The game of is that all it is? And Senet, are those considered in-game games, or are they a glimpse into reality, or like treated as a glimpse into reality? Because in Zelda, when you build your little gyrocopter, you're not like, I can't wait to go outside and jump in this gyrocopter, you know?
Yeah, no,
Like
there's
it's
no
confined
real
to the
life
game.
implications. I think to your point, these things are not combining because they're connected necessarily. It's just sort of like, hey, we're gonna have this diversion time.
Yeah. Take a
And
break.
that's sort of it. Yeah. So it's like, hey, come on in. I mean, especially like a royal game like it sort of makes even more sense because it'd be like, hey, we've got the, you know, kingly sums required to have an table, and we might as well have the court sort of seer come in and tell us what's up while we're playing. Won't that be a larf?
That's like the spiritualists. It's like an ancient version of like spirit boards. Oh, sorry, not spirit boards. I mean also spirit. What am I thinking of? The ghost boards. I don't know, whatever. It's like going to see a spiritualist and it's shaped like one thing, but then like more weird stuff happens in the middle. There was a table, you said? I missed that.
Yeah. Well,
Before.
the British Museum one, they talk about the royal game of table, that because the game of technically wouldn't always be this like highfalutin kingly queenly sort of game, but the one they had is very much like, you know, the like table arcade games where you sit and
Yeah.
you can play Pac-Man looking at the
Uh-huh.
screen in the table, kind of that vibe. It looks like
Okay.
that sort of circumstance where you would sit at this special table in the same way that you'd sit at a chess board in a park or something, and play this game. And yeah, and maybe have your fortune told while you're doing it.
Love that.
Yeah.
What else did you learn in your I want to hear more.
I don't think I have much more. I think I gave away all the fun facts that I had. I just liked learning about it. I just liked learning about the like how to play it. And I was like, oh, I really want to play. I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting about it. There's something interesting about the pieces.
You mentioned
Wish I could
that
remember that.
you mentioned there being like a river aspect that could send you back.
Yeah, one of the
to
little,
top.
so they're like a, and it was changed, I think, when it became a religious game, but the like little symbols on it, and one of them was a river, but then they had like and is it the religious one that's like it's the same game, but it's the other way, and then it has like different symbols, And I wanted to research more about that, but I ran out of time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
But
all
that
of
seems
the
really
like
cool.
Senets that I can find, even on Amazon, just looking right now, they've got like the three squiggly line river
Mhm.
icon.
Oh.
So it's a little bit of a like go to jail, do not pass go kind of
Mhm.
vibe. Like boom, you gotta start over. Because don't mess with the river, the mighty
Mhm.
Nile.
No. Mm-mm.
I thought it was the
That's
river Styx. That's how I
Oh
saw it.
well,
it's
that's probably
Because it's
better.
going into
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
afterlife. Isn't it? Because Senet, seen it? Is isn't it? Doesn't it mean passing? Like you,
Oh.
yeah, it's supposed to mean
Cool.
passing. So I
Mhm,
think it's
mhm.
like it's the game to go into the afterlife.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is
Huh.
the one that I wanted it to be because I was like, this is cool as shit.
Did we?
Did we see this in The Mummy? We should have. I hope we did.
Oh man,
I
yeah.
do think we
I'm gonna
probably
go back and
saw it
watch
in
all five of them.
But
ah,
especially the Scorpion King. You gotta watch that one
Yeah, that's the
5
best
oh
times.
one.
God.
Mhm.
Just the CG parts.
Yeah.
Cut all the other stuff out.
Was that I feel like it was probably in the Cleopatra, the movie with Cleopatra.
Ah, yes.
Alexander is the name of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Boo.
Is that Brad Pitt is
Sorry.
Alexander?
I don't remember. I just
No,
thought it
Oh
was
no,
funny.
no,
I
I'm
only
thinking of
remembered the
Colin
woman.
Farrell.
Yeah, Colin
Oh,
Farrell.
that's
Val
right.
Kilmer
Yeah.
is the dad,
Yeah.
Nice.
Love
right?
him. Yes, I believe that's correct.
Okay. Because are we thinking of Troy? Is that the other one? Is Troy?
Yeah, Troy's
Mm,
the Brad Pitt
Mhm.
Iliad story.
got it.
Because he's Achilles in that, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, look.
Good talk. Good talk.
Mancala, have either of you played Mancala? I played a lot of
Yes, I love
Mancala
that
when I
game.
was a kid.
Oh, I've never
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
heard of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
What?
it's very simple because you can get like a nice little wood board with little holes in it, and then you get little glass beads or beans or rocks or whatever,
Mm-hmm,
and then
mm-hmm,
you really are
mm-hmm.
just you take your handful and you have to count them out, and you want to run out, but you have to pick up whatever's in the space where you run out of stuff. So it's a race to get rid of all of your pebbles, and
Okay.
just a matter of
I thought it was
it's a
to
counting
get
game.
all the pebbles.
Or maybe it's that. I haven't played it in at least 10 years.
I was gonna say
There,
because there's no better feeling than when you get down a rhythm when you're doing it, and it's just like,
yeah. Yeah, it
it
very
just feels
like
good.
it really
It's
does
soothing.
play on like preternatural sort of like rhythmic energy because it does. It
Mhm.
feels good. Like it's like a rhythm game where you just like, "Oh, I'm doing the thing and it's working," you know? It's cool.
Wait, is this a solitary game or do you play against somebody?
You
Yeah,
play
you
with
can
someone.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
You can play it alone too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean
I usually play it
you
with
can do a
someone.
lot of things alone.
That's
All right.
true.
What? I didn't say anything specific.
I know, but you're thinking about putting your wiener in the holes in the
Yeah, I was like,
ground.
is this another Saltburn reference?
So, okay, so that one sounds like it's like Go. That seems like that
Um,
might also be an ancient game.
Yeah,
No,
how old
I
is
don't know
Go?
we
how
don't
Go
know.
works,
I don't
so
either, but I know that it's a board with holes and marbles and you move them around.
though whenever I hear about Go, I think it's like Chinese checkers.
What's that?
You never played Chinese
Checkers, but
checkers?
with Chinese.
No, I don't play games.
So
Except for
Chinese
Clue, Tim Curry.
Chinese checkers, you have a Star of David style board that's a
Mhm.
six-pointed star,
Okay.
and there are marbles on each of them, and you just want to get your marbles across to the other side and fill those spaces. And all you can do is jump over other people's marbles or move forward one, I think.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But as long as there are a bunch of marbles in the way, you can go kind of infinitely. So you're always sort of strategizing to get your stuff into a position where people can't jump over you a bunch of times, but you
Oh,
can jump over them a bunch of times.
I see.
Yeah. Um, Go is a squarer board that looks a little bit more like backgammon or trying to remember Othello. Did you ever play Othello?
No, I thought that was a card game. I
Uh,
I don't know
Look,
anything.
this is a really good episode about how much we know about board games. But yeah, I Go probably 4,000 years old. So we're really
Mhm.
like
Okay.
we're trolling in deep waters with these board
Yeah,
games.
we truly are. Unfortunately, I don't know about any of them.
Oh, Senet was also like trouble or sorry. It's
Ah,
yeah, you would send people back. You would go and you would go up to them and you'd be like, bitch, go home.
I feel like that happens in a lot of games
That does. It's
from my
like
cultural knowledge.
that is true.
Is
There are like probably half of the games. Half
Does
of
that
the
happen
games
in
is just you
Monopoly?
being mean to other people. No,
I mean, Monopoly is about being mean to other people, though. That's the
that is
essence
just the
of it.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true, though. Do you know how that game got started?
by trying to ruin
Yes.
people's lives.
No, it was by a
No.
really, really
Mhm.
liberal gal. She created the game, and it was called like the Landlord's Game or something.
It was
Oh.
called
And
the
the point of
Landlord's
it.
Game. Yeah.
Oh, so
Kelly's
I
gonna see
know
what I
one
did
thing
later.
about.
Oh,
Ooh. No, but she created this game to be like monopolies are bad.
Yeah.
Here are the
It was a
here are the
satirical
bad
game
things
about how
like
toxic this kind of economy is. And
yeah.
then it became popular, and then people were like, we need to steal this and make it about how cool the situation that we're fucking
Yep.
people over with is.
Yep.
And then we called it Monopoly
oh.
and made it sound good to be a landlord instead of the whole idea of the landlord's game was that like you were
This
supposed
is
you like
bad.
you lost if you got all the money because you
Yeah.
ruined everyone else's opportunity to exist.
So it is supposed to make you miserable? That was always the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
The point
Okay,
was to
well,
be
it
like
worked.
capitalism is bullshit. Look, I made a game about it. And then people were like,
And
no.
Why didn't this
Unfortunately-
radicalize everyone? Why
It-
isn't everyone
Because it was made by a
radicalized?
woman in like the
Yeah,
1800s.
that's probably a lot of it. Yeah. There's a really excellent couple of
I
episodes,
don't know, the
maybe just one
Rockefellers,
episode
maybe.
of the Dollop podcast, which is all like two comedians talk about history stuff, but they talk about this. I've listened to a couple of episodes on it. It's fascinating. It really is because it's just like, it's so ubiquitous culturally a game at this point that there's like phone apps of Monopoly and everything.
Yeah.
And the cartoon of Mr. Moneybags or whatever, and it's like, no, this was
That
all
was
supposed to
bad.
be this is all supposed to be a lesson. You were supposed to learn that like this is
No.
a cancer on our culture.
Oh, but that makes me wonder about these ancient games. Like, did they have one meaning and then when religion got a hold of them or when popularity of them
Yeah.
happened, like did the whole meaning
Probably.
shift? Oh, and we've just lost those records to time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll never know. At least with some of the games we're talking about, they are such like strategy and luck mix games that they're not directly connected to like an economic system as much.
Hmm.
I mean, the religious
But that
stuff,
we know,
very, very
right?
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, Mancala, maybe it could have been Womancala, but they got rid of there's erasure. WO
Wait.
erasure.
WO erasure.
It was on the back of a pig. What does that mean?
ACAB.
Oh God. Already.
Oh, that's before
But
cops.
before I forget, Chelsea, we have to let's just make a note that Debut Buddies is going to kickstart a new board game called Bitch Go Home, and that'll be the game that we do because
Perfect.
that's the sentiment behind 90% of games. But
Yeah, it really is.
No one has the guts to say it, and
Yeah,
you know what?
come on.
We
We're
do
ready
in my
to say it.
family.
Well, but you're a unique and compelling case, and that's the thing. That's what we love
Great
about you.
family.
We love board games in our family.
You know what did happen while I was doing this research? I was like, I remember there being a game where children love it until they learn that the only way to win is to cheat. And so they grow up playing against grown-ups who win every time. And that's because the little kids are following the rules. And then one day they learn that you have to cheat to win, and then they are disenchanted. And I was trying to remember what that game was. God, what is that game? And then I
Tic-tac-toe?
remembered. No.
Oh.
Although, no, you can win in tic-tac-toe without cheating.
If you, as long as you go first. I mean, if you always
Yeah,
go
I guess that's true. But like, it's hard to. Cheating would be really obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's true.
No,
Just
I
drawing
was
an X
thinking
also.
of. Yeah, you're like,
you went.
You're like, no, I get to go two. I get to write in 2 boxes this time. Those are the rules because I'm a grown up. No, it is a game called Snakes and Foxes, which is a board game in the Wheel of Time universe.
Oh, Boom.
That makes sense.
Bobby
was
Joe is on the show.
Was it Chutes and Ladders? Was it Candyland? No. Made up game. Kids love it.
Let's
So they learn.
let's talk about other games we loved. Because we covered. Look, it's one of these. It's one of these three, and they're all great. And
Yeah.
we're probably gonna figure out a way to pick up some. Maybe they make a Garfield variant of each of these, and then I'm 1,000.
Oh, we do have the Garfield board game. We should
We
have
do.
done that in
We
this
got the
one.
Garfield board game. We're gonna. I mean, that's just gonna have to be a special episode. We might just have to do a special non-first episode, even though it'll still be the first time we're
It'll
playing.
be the first
but
time
we
we'll play
should.
the Garfield
We'll
board
play it over this, and
by
it'll
the
be,
bonfire.
It'll
Oh wait, no, we're gonna play it over the internet. That's so. Do you have to direct me on how to move the pieces? This is gonna be weird.
Yeah,
Nate's
that's
gonna
fair.
cheat.
I don't want to edit that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can have one where it's looking down at the board. I don't. We'll see.
We'll
see.
Yeah,
and then I have to
we're gonna
close.
figure
Will
it
we
out.
all have to close our eyes when there's a card?
Yeah,
Is this a
maybe.
card situation. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Look,
don't know. I haven't looked at it.
This sounds really complicated, and
We'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure
offline.
it out.
yeah.
Kelly, you've made a board game into a computer game. Just we'll use you.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not. No,
make
I quit my
program
job.
cards.
Hey, listeners, I quit my job. I don't software develop anymore for now.
Yeah. Just developing photographs.
I don't know what I'm going to
You're
develop.
gonna be a
I'm
hobbyist.
gonna
Photographer.
develop a fucking sense of self is what I'm going to develop.
Oh,
Hey, you know what?
we love it. 2020.
As far as we're concerned,
Boy.
you're pretty great already. But feel free to develop
Oh.
as much sense of self as you want.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
I'll be
mean,
totally
honestly, do.
different and
Like,
you'll
self-care
hate
is
me.
extremely important.
What if I change fundamentally and suddenly
it's
y'all
funny
are
because
like,
you have my name under you, so it
Oh my
seems
God.
like I would not recommend it. It's 2 out of 10.
well, I'm 1 out of 10, so it's a move up. Go back home, bitch.
I
There will be more board games and video games in your future. Do you want that?
No.
Ooh.
You're welcome.
What I was going to say is if you do fundamentally change personalities after you find yourself,
Mhm.
great. It's just going to
Oh.
make this podcast more interesting.
Or horrible. You might have
Well,
to kick me off.
oh,
Y'all should
look.
decide
No.
I don't
how to
know.
vote me out.
I don't know. I think that we've
either.
got kind of a good mix of
Mhm.
who the fuck cares what happens on this podcast. I don't think I'd kick you off.
Well, what if I suddenly was like, let's hear capitalism out?
It'd be an interesting debate podcast. We would
yeah.
change it to a debate. So
Oh, God.
Remember, everybody loved.
I'd be like, okay, well, I like to listen to arguments. So you go ahead, make it. Tell me everything. Tell me how you feel about it.
Ew.
So this
Ugh.
is Capital. What do you think?
Ugh.
Yeah.
We'll play Monopoly together, and then I'll see how you feel.
Ooh, there it
Uh.
is. There it is. That's it.
Yeah,
Maybe that's how you change me
we'll
back.
turn it back around.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
It'd be a weird year for you to go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
mhm.
Oof. Oof.
No, I mean, hey, look,
Let's see it.
self-preservation. I don't know.
Oh God, you're right. No,
phew.
never mind. We're not going down this.
No,
No,
we're
yeah,
not.
my bad,
We're
my
not
bad.
doing
Go back
that.
home. Go back home.
Yeah, current
I-
board games.
I loved I loved Shoots and Ladders when I was a kid.
Oh,
Kelly brought up Shoots and Ladders. Yeah, that was like my favorite game when I was a little man.
That's a morality game.
Is it?
it is.
Yeah, I looked it up. It was
Wow.
yeah, it was supposed to be like, oh God, I'm gonna get this wrong. So it was based on snakes and ladders,
Uh-huh.
and
Mhm.
And the snake is the devil.
or at least like the representation of bad deeds.
Okay.
And so it was like
Oh.
a spiritual climb. I want to say that it was originally maybe an Indian game, and it was about karma and
Oh,
like
Okay.
yeah.
rebirth, maybe. I don't know. This is from a brief Wikipedia scan, and I could be super wrong, but I did read that it was like a morality game originally, and it was supposed to be like good deeds good, move up, bad deeds bad, be
This
set back.
I mean, this kind of explains the entirety of my personality because I've always sort of been trying to philosophically understand how people do what they do, and I love the game. that was about that. And it was sold
Yeah.
to me on the sly as about climbing up and riding down slides occasionally on accident,
That's
branded cutely.
that is strange.
Isn't it strange?
So, how do you play that one? Is that a solo game?
No, that's you
No.
usually play with at least one to three other people.
Oh,
It's like a
okay.
dice game, so you roll the dice, you move
Oh,
forward the number of spaces. If you hit a ladder, you go up. You go up the length of the illustrated ladder to wherever it puts you on the board. And if
okay.
you land on a chute or a snake, you slide down to wherever that one goes. So, as I recall, it had higher and lower stakes ladders and chutes. So there were points, I think even like
Oh,
the third to last spot on the board, if you hit that, there was a chute that took you all the way down to
oh,
like the first third of the board. So you were
yeah.
basically like forced to start over. But everybody had the same odds. And it's the sort of thing like how on the Monopoly board, you've got the hot corner where there's the properties that always get landed on just because dice probability. I
Mm.
think Chutes and Ladders was built the same way where it was like,
Mm.
yeah, we're probably going to have a thing where if one person hits this, almost everybody else is going to. So it doesn't make the game unfair. It lengthens the play time, right?
Sure. Yeah, now that you're saying that, I do think that I read that it was also originally about chance. Like
Hmm.
like you don't
The
succeed in
wrapper.
life just because of your good choice. There's also
Sure.
interesting.
Huh.
But when you were playing it as a kid, you said that this was built to you on the sly. So there wasn't any direct marketing, like play Shoots and Ladders and learn to
No, no,
be
that
moral.
we had
Mm.
like an ultra secular copy of Milton Bradley Shoots and Ladders that had like
Okay.
a cartoon, had cartoon ladders and cartoon slides on it, and that's all it was. It
Okay.
was like you climb up, whoop, you slipped, you slide down the thing. Okay,
Yeah.
now you climb again.
That's how
It,
I
it
remembered it.
but it is really a purgatorial metaphor. Like you're
Mm.
Huh.
constantly in a state of never really attaining the bliss of victory and just like, oh, I'm gonna have a Sisyphean struggle
Yeah.
to get from nascence to
Interesting.
yeah.
So, did we have games as kids that were more metaphysical or teaching you something, or has that fallen out of favor?
I mean, I think Mr. Bucket is a pretty sincere metaphysical game, right? Because every time you put the balls in him, they pop out of his mouth, which means
Oh, okay.
there's
I was
no
like,
way there's no way to really finish a job. It's a game that prepares you for perpetual toil.
that's fair.
Oh,
What
capitalism.
operation? You got to be
Yeah,
careful.
Operation.
Okay,
Yeah.
Operation Be
Is it water
Careful.
on the knee?
Yes, Operation.
It's a whole bucket. See?
Keep going.
Operation.
Thank you. Can't think of any other parts.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
me
trying
either.
to think of them. I can't.
Water on the knee.
Uh,
Operations. That's all I
there's a
know.
funny
Yeah, I
bone.
don't know.
Mhm.
There's
They have a wrench. Oh, there's a wrench.
What's that doing in there? That's malpractice.
It
Is there a
is. Yeah.
horse? Like a Charlie horse?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
that
yeah, I
seems
bet there is a
seems
Charlie
likely.
horse.
Is there there's a rubber band.
Ugh,
Oh,
I
because
didn't
it's
like
like
the rubber
it's like a
band.
tendon thing.
Suit.
Yeah. What else?
Tennis elbow.
Can't think of any other ones.
Mm-mm. Huh.
Toast? Is there one that's a toast? Oh, the heart. There's like a
That's
broken
the
heart.
stroke one is the toast.
Oh no.
I had to explain that to somebody recently. Yeah, listener,
About smelling toast.
if you don't know, if you smell toast mysteriously
Yeah,
burnt
and you're not
toast.
making toast.
and you're not making toast and nobody else smells the toast, girl, that might be a stroke.
Uh-huh. And you're not watching Toast of London with everyone's favorite actor, Matt Berry.
I was like, boy, that's going to be controversial. And then you said Matt Berry, and I was like, nope, that's right.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I don't know. I played a lot of board games when I was a kid. Like we did Monopoly, we did Risk, we did Sorry, we did Parcheesi. Which Parcheesi I thought was going to be the oldest game because it is one of the longest lasting games. It is it is an ancient or an old Indian game.
Parcheesi.
Parcheesi, yeah. And we had the Parcheesi spelling of it, which might just be Americanized nonsense, or who knows. Anyway, that was always kind of a fun game. Trouble.
Backgammon is ancient
Yeah.
too.
Backgammon, great. Yeah. Trouble we would play with the Pop-O-Matic bubble.
It's fun getting into trouble. I'm just gonna
It
sing them every
is.
time. If I
It
do
is fun getting in trouble. I had
the song
Crossfire,
story.
the most anticipated game
Crossfire.
of
Sorry.
1992, which is just two
Whoa.
boys with sweaty
Don't get
headbands
caught up in
shooting
the
ball bearings at each other.
crossfire.
Crossfire! Yeah, it's great.
Robots in disguise.
You'll
Same
get caught
melody,
up
different
in the
game.
crossfire. It's true. I mean, Transformers weren't really a game, Kelly. It was about saving the universe from
Okay,
Megatron.
fine. Chelsea, what
And the
about you? What were
Allspark.
your favorites?
Like growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Sorry and Trouble and Chinese checkers. I'm trying to think. We did a bunch of card games, played a bunch of card games. Spoons.
I think of you as like a trivia
Spoons.
game.
Sure.
Oh no, I love trivia, but that
Yeah,
was
Trivial
never played with
Pursuit.
my family. Yeah,
Oh, but
until
not with the family.
no one in my family liked trivia. I was the only trivia person.
Okay.
Which I do have many trivia board games, but everybody hates playing them with me. Shocking.
You know too much. You're too powerful.
No, I'm not. I'm not very good at it. I'm just like I like to guess.
Oh, sure. That's good.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
it's
like
fun.
I would like that. Okay.
Yeah, I
We're
like
doing
trivia
this.
board
We're doing
games,
this
but
around the
not very many
bonfire
people do.
too. We're playing trivia
Yeah,
games.
perfect. The amount of
Can we
times
just
that
read?
that's what we did. Like that's what we did whenever you visited, Kelly. Didn't I just pull out
Yeah.
cards and we just read
Yeah,
them?
you've got that horror game, horror card
then just
game,
went
and we
through
just
those.
read horror
Yeah.
movie trivia.
That was literally
Yeah.
like the entire time that I was a kid. My favorite thing to do when I would go to other families' houses with my parents, and the adults would play Trivial Pursuit. I would just be like, I want to read the questions, and I just like which
Aw.
a person who had a 200 episode trivia podcast.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
But I
Yep.
literally like have always loved reading the trivia questions,
Oh,
and
I
then
love
also
that.
surprising people by knowing weird information from the 60s and 70s because of those old Trivial Pursuit games. It's like, oh yeah, I know what Gerald Ford was doing on this thing.
So many fun facts.
Yeah.
It's
I love a
also
fun
weird if you look
fact.
at Trivial Pursuits from older years and the questions you're like, that's not the answer to it anymore. That hasn't been the answer for 15 years.
Also, that question can get you canceled. Yeah.
This group isn't allowed to drive or have a job. Women?
Uh,
No, that's wrong.
Aw.
But that's what they said on the old cards.
Not good.
Or I mean, especially like the sports questions in older ones where it's like,
yeah.
oh,
no one will ever score this many points in basketball. And it's like, oh, Wilt
Like,
Chamberlain. And then you're like, oh, okay, no, Michael Jordan scored way more points. And they don't even know Michael Jordan exists. Because physical media.
it's also funny. Like I expect the like questions about running, like speeds, racing, Olympics stuff. Like we just
Oh, yeah.
are taller and we've got a lot more hormones in the food we can. So
Yeah.
like the fastest player ever is now like, yeah, kids in middle school beat that every day.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We're that Daft Punk song
Yeah, we
Better,
are.
faster.
all the time.
That's the one.
Yeah. We don't need to get sued. That's good enough.
I do wish that I knew a different Daft Punk song so I could be like, yeah, insert unrelated name here.
Around the
Bit.
world? Is that
Yeah,
one?
Around the World is the
Sure.
other one I can
Okay,
think
there we
of.
go. The other hit.
Um, regular checkers. Did either of you play regular checkers?
Yeah,
I know
definitely.
that I did,
Okay.
but not as like a big part of my life. Just
Yeah, we were like big on, I don't know, my dad and I played checkers a lot. We played chess a fair amount when I got into that. There was a lot of like, yeah, there's a lot of just like other board game stuff that happened. And then I had a game called Omega Virus that came out in the 90s that was
Yikes.
like, there's a battery powered robot voice in the middle because it's a computer virus and your
Ah,
job is
that's
to go
funny.
try to kill the computer virus. And this horrible thing would just be like, ha, 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 you lose. And-
that's what they sound like.
yeah, I know.
As an ex software
Other than Creeper.
developer.
Creeper's just like, catch me if you can.
Yeah, he's
Creeper.
sneakier.
Is it?
Like
Was
it's
is that board
tiny one.
game a co-op game like Pandemic?
It was a 4-player game that you could play in pairs or you could play all 4 against each other. Because you had to go
Okay.
get like, you had to collect components of your virus killing backpack. So you had to get like 3 things and then you could go kill the virus. And
Oh,
you had to
okay.
do all of this while the clock is ticking the whole time from the game.
And you are playing as human individuals and not a computer program.
I mean, you're playing as
Mm.
a heavily armored humanoid figure, so it's possible
Okay.
that it's like a Tron scenario or
Yeah,
something.
got it. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the
Okay. Okay.
implication is that you're actually attacking a virus in an actual like space station
Yeah.
as people, which I mean, obviously that's how it works every day. Our great
Absolutely.
armed services are constantly shooting viruses, and
Yep.
we salute them for it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
So what are your current, like, do you have current board games that you enjoy playing, or is it just
Always Scrabble. Like Jenny and I will play
oh yeah,
Scrabble
Scrabble's
sometimes.
great.
Another game, Battleship, great game to play because it's
Hmm.
real quick. It's fun. It's easy. Um, I don't know. I was doing game nights for a while, a couple of years ago, pre-pandemic, where we actually played Pandemic and Pandemic Legacy. I mean,
So
it's
you
more
did
fun.
this.
I
You
did. I know.
manifested it.
We didn't cooperate well enough. But lots of those games where it's like a combination of resource management and really heavy strategy can be very fun, but also like you can sort of wear out of them. You sort of have to, I don't know. I still enjoy kind of games where you can just dip in, play it, and be done in like 20 minutes. But
Yeah.
I'll always enjoy a Settlers of Catan or something like that too, where it's like, hey, you need all the wood, get more wood. And then you're like, okay,
Hmm.
cool. I would like to do that, so I'll do so on my turn.
Uh,
What
what
about
about you,
you?
Chelsea?
I also like the quicker games. Am always okay to do a longer board game, but trying to find people to spend that much time is very difficult and
I'm
have everyone
saying.
have focus. But like when I was in Seattle, there was a bar that I used to go to called Ray Gun, and they let you just take board games as long as you were buying a drink, you could grab any. But I had a ton of fun there all the time. I like the game Dixit a lot. That's the one where you like it's based on like pictures and like who you're with and kind of like having to know them. But not like Cards Against Humanity where you like make it gross. Like somebody like you have to say like a word or two words about what picture you are putting down, and then everybody else chooses a picture, and then everyone's pictures go into a thing, and then everyone votes on who they think has the correct one, and then like
Mm.
and it's just like a fun visual thing, and then like trying to understand, not just understand what people think is funny, it's just like trying to understand how
Yeah.
they think in terms of visual, which is super
Hmm.
interesting.
That's like
um
Scattergories is a great one for that, where
oh yeah,
when you know who you're playing with, you can say the most outlandish things that are references to ways you've talked about the topic on the
yeah.
card already and get something out of it, which is really rewarding.
Huh.
There is a game I played recently that's called Caveman Poetry.
Oh.
And it's basically like it's one of these things where you get a card, it's got a 1 to 2 word phrase on it, and you have to get the other people to guess what it is without ever using words with more than one syllable.
Oh, fun.
Oh, that's fun.
And there's like an inflatable club that you get bopped with if you use more
Ah.
than one syllable. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's funny.
It's time for the MouthGarf Report.
The MouthGarf Report. Open wide for some lasagna.
I hate Mondays.
Here's what I have to tell you both. I went to the
Mhm.
dentist last week. Flying colors
What
again.
grade
They
did you
they
get?
love
Oh,
they love my
Wonderful.
teeth.
nice.
My dental hygienist Fred, who is leaving the practice, sadly, he is awesome. But Fred was like,
Oh,
brother, you make my job too easy. I don't have anything to tell you about anything. Your teeth are great.
Wow, Fred.
good.
The important
Thanks.
thing is I took the mouth guard in and let Fred clean it in the magic machine.
Mm,
So you can
that's
both be
good.
happy that my
Nice.
mouth guard is truly clean.
Is
Good.
this the first time you've cleaned it since Magnolia put it in her
concerning.
mouth?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, I've rinsed it with water. I haven't like
Okay.
I haven't used special equipment, but I have definitely like cleaned it with water. I haven't just let it
Okay.
slowly get fuzzy.
Okay.
Boogie.
Well, congrats. Did he say something like gross?
No, he was just
Oh,
like,
okay.
cool, man. He didn't. It didn't.
Incredible bedside manner, Fred.
It
Great
wasn't.
job.
It wasn't even. Well, and look, according to Fred, he's leaving because the new place he's going to work, that's just a little bit away from where I go now, is paying him like $16 an hour more. And I was like,
Wow.
nice.
yeah. He told me that. I was like, yeah, Fred. I
Are
mean,
you
I'm
gonna
gonna
follow him?
miss seeing you, but
Oh.
yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah, dude.
And who knows?
Yeah.
I might follow Fred. We'll see. I
Okay.
don't want to be too needy, right? I don't
That's
wanna-
fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I kind of already floated the idea of like us getting a drink as buddies.
Oh,
And,
then it'd be weird.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you
I don't want to
ended
be.
up
If
going
I
back
show
to
up
West
there,
Dental.
that's going to be kind of strange.
Hi,
Yeah,
Fred.
That makes sense. That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Do you remember me, Fred?
Fred, I
Did
brought you some
miss
teeth.
me?
I brought you
Fred?
extra teeth to clean.
Where did you
Where
get
are these from?
Are these
Are these
children's
human
teeth?
or are these
Yeah,
animals?
yeah.
They look human.
But yeah, that was my big news. Good dentist visit, quality
Nice.
mouth guard cleaning, and
Beautiful.
here we are. We're ready to go.
Congrats.
Listeners, it is January 2 of 2024, so we have just celebrated
January tooth.
the new year. January 2.
How did that make you feel, Nate? I like genuinely laughed
That was really good.
so
Well,
hard
and
at
Chelsea
Chelsea's
did it.
dumb joke,
Chelsea
and I
did
always
it.
do yours.
Well, I learned it from you, Nate. That would have never come out of me if we hadn't been friends.
Look, I mean,
That's why I
is-
laughed that way.
it is every pun-making idiot's dream that someday the student will outdo the master, I guess. I don't know.
You're like, oh, Chelsea, you have to collect the teeth now.
I don't want this anymore.
Oh,
Did I tell you? I know I told the two of you, but I can't remember if I said it on the podcast, that I also went to the dentist, also got an A+, and except
God.
for the one piece of homework they've given me, which is they've finally convinced me I have to remove my wisdom teeth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
We're going to schedule it together. Don't worry, Kelly.
Yeah.
I know, but
Same
we have
day.
to postpone it until I get health insurance again. You'll
That's,
That's
fine.
fair.
I did
That's
not
fair.
want to get it. So I will put it off as long as you need me to. And if
good.
anybody asks, that's the only reason I'm putting it off.
Perfect.
Can I make a proposal? And it's not going to be
Yeah.
as gross or as weird as you assumed when I said, can I make a proposal? So let's just not even go down that weird line, okay?
Okay.
Here's what
What's
I'm
the
thinking.
proposal?
You both get your wisdom teeth done. We do our first 2/3
High as a
Percocet
kite.
it up episode.
Oh, God. No, I don't want to be recorded after that at all. Not even a
No,
little bit.
It's
fine.
terrible.
We'll have
It's
so
a terrible
much
idea.
gauze
I
in our
would
mouths.
not. Yeah, yeah. The MouthGarf Report.
Be like,
No, it would be horrible and very rude of me to even consider.
got any teeth reports?
No, but I have a bird report.
Ooh.
For Christmas, Ryan got me the Birds of Arkansas book. And now every time I look at birds, I'm like, ooh, what bird is it?
Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
So I am officially going to try to name all of the birds I see, which I'm really excited about because there are some cool ass birds that I have seen recently. So
Are you like documenting? Are you like checking them off and writing the dates?
yeah, it's
or-
difficult. I think that's probably what there's no space in the book for that. I might have to use post-its.
Mhm.
It is difficult though because you can't 100% like confirm that's what you saw unless you take a picture. But my binoculars aren't going to take a picture.
There. Why
Yeah,
don't we have
so we'll see.
binoculars to take pictures yet?
So mine is supposed to be able to take pictures, but because Apple has a phone with 3 cameras, it makes
Sure.
it very hard to take a picture
Oh.
into the. So if it was an old phone, so maybe I should go
Yeah.
try to find my old phone so I can take a picture of a faraway bird. Man, that
Huh.
is so Pokemon Snap in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. So
love
I
this.
am fully embracing my bird,
Yeah, dude.
You're in your bird era.
my twitching, my Twitcher.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. I also saw a fly. I went on a hike yesterday. I saw a fly. that looked like gooey. So it looked like a fly without a face, but it was like gooey. Have you guys ever seen that? Because I hadn't seen that before, and I thought it was super
No,
weird.
I'm just thinking of Jeff Goldblum.
I'm thinking of
Might
the
have been
Billy
him.
Idol song.
Fly with no face?
What?
What are we talking about? What are you talking about?
It's beautiful.
Isn't it Eyes Without a Face? Isn't that the Billy Idol song?
What?
Really great
Oh
song.
God, I don't know. And I don't even know how to Google that.
Yes.
I don't, like, do I look up
Man
gooey
with no
fly?
name? What are you talking about? His
Gooey
face was
gooey fly?
Yeah,
Do you think that was a new?
Was
I
it
was
was
wondering.
it just a
if it was-
decapitated fly?
No, it had
Ooh.
eyes, but they were like, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
How big was it that you could see its face?
It was the face was very small. I'm just looking at sticky traps. If I put gooey fly, they're fly traps, gooey fly traps. That's not helpful. Its face was like, its face was like flat, and then it had like, you could see it's like at least 4 eyes. So there were like 2 eyes. It looked very, very alien. So I'm excited to figure
Do
out
you
what
think
the
that's
heck
what
that
it was?
I hope
That
so. I was so kind to it.
That was smart.
Yeah.
You at least you didn't come in hot at this gooey
No,
fly.
not
and
at
be
all.
like,
It was
"Hey, go
It
home,
was really
bitch."
cute. I was like, what are no, I did not. I did try to get it just to fly away, but it wasn't doing that. So I had to like pick it off and then put it on a branch.
Weird.
Huh.
Look, if you find another one, you have to take a picture
I
and share
will.
it because this is hard for me to even visualize.
I honestly wish I had done it because even when I tried to tell people whenever I got back, I sound like a crazy person. So it's fine. It's
You guys ever see
fine.
a fly, but like it's wet?
That's kind of what it looked like. I can't.
Yeah, no,
I
I
know.
know.
I'm telling you.
I tried Googling wet flies, and all it does is give me fly fishing stuff.
Oh,
So that doesn't help either.
I'm gonna have to look after
Try-
this, but like weird looking fly.
yeah, and just make sure to
Weird
add the word
fly.
Reddit to your search because Google isn't
No,
doing a
that's
good
true.
job.
Not
Yeah,
really.
ooh, you could put it on that Reddit group that I have. If you take a picture of it next time and be like, "What's this guy?" Because remember, I showed you like I get all
Oh,
these
yeah.
"What bug
Oh,
is
that's
this?"
right.
posts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, have you got a wet fly subreddit?
Yeah. And do you think it has bugs
not,
or
we'll
something
make it
else?
today.
Like it's not gonna be
Oh
good.
no.
Ugh.
Sploosh.
Gross.
Oh. Wait, isn't that the name of the thing from Holes? Wow.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it is.
It's oranges and onions, peaches and onions. And that's
yeah,
how
I think. Oh, gross.
Oh,
feet no longer smell.
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm uncomfortable now. I've never been uncomfortable on this podcast before, but now I am. You
God,
win.
and it's called holes.
Yeah, no, I
Boy.
regretted saying it immediately after.
That was the MouthGarf report.
Yes.
Are you ready
Yay.
to play a game?
Yes.
So ready.
Especially because Kelly already saw part of what I did there. So you're going to know something about question number 4 already.
Yes.
Who are the worst people? Landlords. Gotcha. Let's
Yeah.
do that.
You are correct and you win. Game over.
Oh.
It's time to play I See What You Did There. And I got 5. Count them 5. I See What You Did There is for you. Related to board games.
Boy, Chelsea, you are going to be doing a lot of work on this one.
Well, we'll do it together.
Okay.
You know, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Figured it out. Okay.
Yep. We're
Struggling.
off to a good start.
The first one
Yeah.
is the hardest one. I'm just going to say that right now because
Okay.
Okay.
this
Let's get it out of the way.
it's a beautiful before and after merging, but 2 games whose names I did not know were game. Well, one of them I think
Whoa. Okay.
it's cool.
Great.
We're going to be fine.
This is a cult tactic. He's
Um,
tearing us down.
Okay.
So that-
Okay. So then
We're
we'll feel
destroyed.
good.
Yeah. And then I
You
build
can
you up the rest of
remake
the
us in
time
our
so that
image.
next episode you're even more likely to give me your teeth.
Ah.
What?
Number one, this guessing board game has nothing to do with the popular temporal hashtag movement or scummy dudes. And this board game combines a deck of cards and a board with a name that's synonymous with available to be taken. So think of a phrase that would mean the same thing as
Didn't he
available to
say-
be taken.
You said it was board and card.
It's a
Yeah,
card
didn't he
game,
say
board
it
game
earlier?
hybrid.
Didn't he say it earlier when we were talking about cribbage?
Well,
That's not
cribbage
it?
isn't. No, it's not cribbage.
Well, you said that
Uh,
was card and board.
It is. Cribbage is that,
Okay.
but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think about cribbage when I
Okay.
wrote this.
I'm gonna
Um,
need you to repeat the first part again, and then in a minute, repeat the second part.
You got it. Okay.
Mhm.
First part. This guessing board game has nothing to do with the
Mhm.
popular temporal hashtag movement or scummy dudes. So what hashtag movement involved scummy dudes and temporal matters?
It's
Okay.
me too.
Like perhaps the clock is
Oh.
ticking on said
oh,
scummy
time's
dudes.
up.
Okay. Time's up. That's the first
Okay.
part.
Time's
Second
up.
part. Second part
It's
is
available.
it's a board game
Up for
and card
grabs.
game. Yes. Put it
Time's up
together.
for grabs.
You see what I did there.
Whoa.
Well
Charlie,
done.
high five.
High five.
Yeah.
They're doing it, listeners. They're doing it. Time's up for grabs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that was the most difficult one?
Yeah. The
Okay.
the up for
Oh, thank
grabs
God.
game looks like it's a combo of playing like a basic Candyland style, like you're just going around the board, but you also have a
Okay.
hand of cards. You're just collecting faces and aces.
Mm.
Okay.
So it's kind of intriguing sounding, maybe, but it could also be super boring. I don't know. Anyway, time's up for grabs. Number two.
Okay.
Number two. This movie tie-in board game's subtitle is The Nakatomi Heist. And don't confuse this word-making game with the similar sounding breakfast meat made from pig hooves and snouts.
What? Do you know the first one?
So it's something related to Die Hard.
Die Hard, yeah.
Nakatomi.
Die Hard is the
Oh,
first part.
it's just Die Hard. Okay.
Die Hard. So now you need a word-making game with a similar sounding name to a breakfast meat made from pig hooves and snouts. The breakfast meat, very popular in the Philadelphia area where I live.
Okay. Word making game. Okay, and it's Die Hard. Die Hard.
hmm
It's not Die Hard Boggle.
It's not Die Hard Boggle,
Scrabble?
no.
Scrabble? Is
Yeah.
it Die Hard Scrabble?
Die Hard
Hard
Scrabble.
Scrabble?
Die Hard
Okay.
Scrabble, yeah. You see
Wait,
what I
what's
did there?
the
Well, how
what's
does
the
that connect?
pigs?
What's Hard Scrabble? Is that the food? Is
Hard
Scrabble?
Scrabble's a adjective describing uneven ground or something that's made like messy. So you'd be like, oh, we have a
Oh.
hard Scrabble tennis court, and it's just literally like
Gotcha.
rocks in the middle of a field and a net. So
Okay.
Die Hard Scrabble. But Scrapple is the name of the breakfast meat.
Scrabble.
Oh.
Scrapple.
And is it just
Scrapple.
a sausage?
Did you eat some?
Yeah, I mean it's in like a
You have it on
you
toast?
usually get it in like a loaf, like you would get Spam out of a can, and then you would
Oh,
slice
okay.
it and fry it.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's extremely salty, and it's all the parts of the pig that weren't used at other times.
Yeah, so it's just
Yeah,
a
you
hot
gotta do
dog,
something with it.
but in a loaf.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. All right.
You see what I did there? Die Hard Scrabble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Took a bit, but we
Shout
got
out to Brooklyn Nine-Nine for me knowing Nakatomi.
Hell yeah. Right. Aw, and R.I.P.
R.I.P.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Andre Brower. Number three. While watching two people play a Navy-themed grid guessing game,
Mhm.
you realize that they'd be perfect together and start hoping they hook up.
Battleship. What?
That's it.
That's
It's just
it?
Battleship.
We'll keep
you,
going,
You
though.
ship it?
I ship it.
Battleship
I mean,
it?
I was battle shipping is what I was going for.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
like you're shipping them.
Oh,
It's
okay.
battle
okay,
shipping.
I
okay.
see.
Yeah.
I see.
You see
Got
what I
it.
did.
We're there.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Battleship.
guess I'm a
Mhm.
shipper in this
Reluctantly.
situation.
Yeah.
Did you know that name is from X-Files? Like shipping
X-Files, yeah.
started from X-Files?
From the message
People
boards,
shipping.
right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Aw.
Them
That's
shippers.
for your fun fact collection.
That's right.
Love
Put
it.
in
Did you read that on Trivial Pursuit?
There's nothing trivial about the X-Files, Chelsea. Take it back.
Yeah, how dare you?
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
God,
We
I bet
want
there
to
is an X-Files
believe.
Trivial Pursuit.
Okay, here's number 4.
All right.
Kelly already knows some of this.
Hell yeah.
The Landlord's Game was the original title of the capitalism subverting game that came to be known as this.
Yeah.
I have
And
no idea what
this
could possibly be.
This is a form of ethical or consensual non-monogamy that involves having romantic or sexual relationships with multiple partners at the same time that might require extra houses and hotels.
I don't want to say it because it's a long word, so I'm not going to do that. Kelly, you try.
No, I'm trying to even remember the rest of the word because I only ever think of it as
Polyamory?
Yeah, polyamory. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Monopolyamory.
Monopoly-amory,
beautiful.
yeah. Monopoly-amory. You see what I did there?
Oh, I was like, can I get away with saying polycule?
I mean,
Would have
you
been
always can.
accepted.
These words.
Mhm.
Yes.
I think that we should make a board game called Monopoly-amory that is about trying to, I guess, like dominate the poly
Well, I feel like
situation.
we can just take it back to the landlord's game, but just have relationships introduced.
Sure.
We can just
Yeah, that's
make
fun.
it liberal again.
Great.
Instead
Make
of
it liberal
property names,
again.
it's people names.
Ooh, yeah. That's right.
Oh, huh.
Mhm.
And Marvin Gardens is
Mm.
like really Marvin's Garden. You know what I'm saying?
Gross.
Yeah.
What?
I
Okay.
just worry that if we make it about people, then when the game starts to evolve again, we're gonna land back in slavery somehow.
Ooh, shit.
for
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
Mhm.
yeah.
Like I'm worried that we'll follow the landlord to monopoly
Yeah,
path.
no, not good.
But
Okay.
It's true. It's true.
even
Yeah, this
more
is probably a bad
evil.
idea.
We won't trademark
Oh.
this, so if someone steals it and does it, we're just going to call out that it
We'll
could go
cancel
awry
you.
when it
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. We'll just,
done and
I mean,
done.
we'll sue for some of the profits at its
We
peak,
will.
but we'll disavow involvement when it goes
Oh, now
downhill.
we're back to capitalism.
We're gonna be great.
Genius.
Yeah.
But you're
How
good at
about-
Monopoly.
How about number 5? You ready? You ready for number 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the last one.
Woo.
I gotta say,
And the crowd goes
once
wild.
again, crushing. I see what you did there.
Yep.
We're just waltzing through the I see what you did there garden.
Do you remember when we used to verse each other and be against each other? That was
Yeah.
so hard.
So
Then
weird.
we'd get so sad, and Nate
It would
be
take
like,
90% of the
"You guys can
episode for us to get through.
It's true. It's true.
You guys can work
Sorry, I wanted to
together."
reminisce.
Okay, number 5. This classic board game is called Drafts in the UK and features a notably regal mechanic. And this is a formal address or discourse delivered to an audience. Hint, Richard Nixon did this on television in 1952 when he was first accused of impropriety about a dog.
I have so many
I have
questions
none
about
of this.
history right now. What happened with Nixon?
In 52, Nixon had basically his supporters had set up several effectively PACs, the
Mhm.
soft money things and dark money things that
yeah,
politicians use now. Had those set up and got a lot of money funneled to him for things and ended up buying stuff with it. And everybody was like, hey, whoa. It seems like you're enriching yourself. And that's kind of fucked up. And so he went on TV and he was like, hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't really know. This was all weird. But I did get this dog out of the deal and I'm keeping the dog.
That's fair. Dogs are great.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be like an OnlyFans Santos thing.
I was very confused.
Okay.
Okay.
Did he do a speech?
He did do a speech. Yeah, it is a speech.
Okay.
Oh,
Speech.
that is the word. Okay.
That's the word.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now it's
So
just the game of drafts in the UK. It's called drafts in the UK. It's called something else here, but it involves a notably regal mechanic, especially when you've fully crossed the board.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And is this an automobile mechanic or some other type of vessel mechanic?
Oh.
I just meant
Yeah,
like a
good
game
question.
mechanic.
Oh, a game mechanic.
Okay.
A notably regal
Okay.
game mechanic.
Oh, King's
Yeah.
Speech.
Oh.
King me speech.
Well, what's the
King's-
name of the game?
No. Checkers.
Checkers speech. Checkers speech.
Checkers speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what I did there? The checkers speech
Yeah,
is the name
took us a
of the
while,
speech
though.
that Nixon gave in 1952
Oh,
because the
now
dog's
I
name
see
was
what
Checkers.
you did there.
It's checkers.
The
Oh,
dog's
gotcha.
name
We
was
got
Checkers.
there. We got
Okay.
there. Oh, love it.
Oh boy, I was like, I cannot think of a single game featuring mechanics.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
was like,
Because I
okay,
feel like-
Mario's a plumber. He's not in a board game.
Yeah, I was like, it's gotta be
Monopoly
of that
has
era.
a car.
It's gotta be something about like working class.
Oh,
and
yeah.
regal.
It's like, is this one of those new games that we don't know about?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Well,
You
we
got
got
it.
there.
You did. That's what matters. So now
Yay.
it's once again time to talk about Debs.
How many devs? How many devs? How many devs? How many devs?
How many Debs are we going to give any of the first board games?
I'm going to give
I
Senet a 5.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean the Ouija board aspect is sick.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, being able to talk to the dead via board game that's like chill
Yeah.
seems fun. But like, what if that's the only thing you could do with someone who would like you could just play that board game with them? That'd be okay.
Yeah, you're spending quality time together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's inarguably cool. I mean,
Mhm.
if you're gonna have a spiritual connection experience that's not like a direct haunting, it's
Mhm.
pretty cool if it's like, oh, I just sit down at this table and we play for a little bit, and then if I get up
Yeah.
and leave, you'll just wait until I come back, and we can keep like that's kind of a dream scenario for communing with
Mhm.
someone for infinity.
Yeah, I don't want them to
Yeah.
sit there waiting for me to play for infinity though. Is there like when you're using a Ouija board, there are like the opening words to get it going? I hope this has that.
Oh,
As
I
like
mean, I'm
a-
sure it does. Like they
We're
look, they
starting
got
to
a lot.
play.
It's in
they're
the
probably
corner of
playing-
their ghost house and they just like walk in every now and then. They do a move
Okay,
and then they go
alright,
out and
cool.
live their ghost life.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably also playing against a lot of other people,
I
right?
hope so.
Oh, yeah.
So it could
That's
be, you know,
taxing.
a million
Oh.
monkeys and a million typewriters kind of situation, but with
Okay, I was like, when I
with-
pass, am I just gonna have to play a bunch of board games with people? I mean, I like board games, but God,
Yeah, that's a
that
big
kind of
no from me.
afterlife. Whew.
I feel like, oh God,
Now
We
I'm
just-
rethinking my 5.
we just reinvented the movie Talk to Me. I feel like we just started that
Yes.
over.
It would kind of be that's an interesting horror premise if it's just a board game it's sort of like a combo Jumanji slash Talk to Me slash some of these other things where it's just like,
Mm,
what if the game is that you talk to someone who you lost, and
Mm.
while you're playing it, it slowly drains the life out of you, but you don't want to stop because you don't want to stop playing with the person who
Ooh.
you miss, right? And how that's
Ooh.
like, because that's Twilight Zone level, like psychological horror, and very cool.
For all we know, this was the thing about Senet,
Could be,
you know?
could be.
Oh.
Whoa.
Take me to the river.
Take me to the river.
I'll put you back on spot 15.
Wash
but
me in the water. Is that helpful?
Yeah, that was great.
Perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Was David Byrne here?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Now
I
who's
was.
channeling whom? It's been Tim Curry.
That's right. Ever since you quit your job, you've become a vessel.
It's crazy. I love it personally. Yeah, I guess 5.
I would give all these 5 because I think the other thing that's cool, and maybe hopefully we conveyed this in the episode, but they're all really interesting games. Like they're not
Yeah.
like, I think what's cool is looking at these things as artifacts of the fact that like humans have been creative about play
Mm-hmm.
for a very long time, and not like, well, if I hit you with a stick and you don't die,
Right.
you lose. And if you do die, I lose, or whatever, right? Like it's not this brutal garbage. It's not super basic. It's like these games are arguably more compelling from like a interpersonal level than a lot of very popular video games are, where it's just like, okay, this is a shooter game and we just shoot at each other until we've shot each other enough, and then it reloads and we shoot at each other again. It's like, no,
Yeah.
the point of this game is to like really strategize your movements and think about this and sort of understand the cyclical nature of reality and struggle and all these things. So yeah, I don't know. I like that.
I do too. And it's some of it is really highlighted in the pieces of the game, right? Like some of them were like lions versus gazelles or whatever. Like it's very the strategy is right there. Like we're emulating real things in
Yeah.
the world on like an microcosmic.
It's true. I mean, that thimble in Monopoly is itself a thimble.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, because
Are the pieces of Monopoly, do you play as them?
Yeah,
well,
a thimble.
Oh, okay.
because the thimble is one. There's a race car, there's a dog, there's a boot, there's a few things,
Oh,
but like the thimble
okay,
is
okay.
functionally also a thimble, which is interesting.
I
That
see.
it's like, hey, this is a game piece that would just be shit lying around your house that you probably have.
Mhm.
But it
Yeah.
also represents
Okay, I
like
see, I see.
a sort of the calloused workman mentality. I mean, actually, all of the
Mhm.
old Monopoly pieces are pretty, aside from the race car, are pretty like Depression era, right? You have a flat iron
You do
and
have a
a
flat iron, yeah.
thimble and a
Okay.
worn out boot
Yeah.
and yeah,
Is that all?
a little Scotch Terrier,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
which
Cute
you
little
know
puppy.
you would have had one
Oh.
or you would have eaten one in the Depression probably. I mean,
Okay.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
options.
You
Yeah.
have like a garden. Were there any garden ones? Was there garden hoe? No.
Oh, they got
I don't
hosed in
know.
that game.
Aren't we all?
And across many area codes. See,
All of
Monopoly,
them.
housing, property,
Yeah.
hose and
Good.
area codes. I can do it too.
There was a battleship.
Oh god.
There's a top hat. They added a cat and a penguin and a rubber ducky.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a choice.
There was a cannon also,
Oh, I do remember the cannon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
which
Huh.
I mean, okay, original 8 pieces were probably dividing very much by cisgenders to be like boys
Mhm.
want cannons and
Yeah.
battleships and race cars and dogs, and girls want thimbles
Thimbles
and
and
irons
flat irons.
and
Well, I also wonder if it started as the landlord's game, if there's like an aspect of, I know America doesn't have an official case system, but like, don't we?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if there's an aspect of that.
who needs to pay the rent when you've got a cannon?
Oh, top hat. We talked about the top hat, right?
Yeah, top hat. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Monopoly 1 star.
Yeah.
Ancient
Monopoly
Games,
1 star.
5 star.
Monopoly's original intent, 5 stars.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
5 stars to the landlord's game. Yeah, quality
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. So fives all around. Our next episode, I believe, is going to be the first K-pop.
oh yay.
Yeah.
That'll be that's. I think the next time we're gonna hop on.
Yep,
so
that makes
I
sense.
think so.
We're gonna make that happen. First,
Oh, I'm excited.
K-pop. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna have a very special guest person from
Yay.
another podcast, and you'll
I wish
find
I
out
knew
who
even
that
one K-pop band so I could be like, that's right, it's
is.
I've been listening to a
band.
lot of Stray Kids. That's not the first K-pop song,
No.
so I don't know yet. But I'm
That's
excited
not
to
a big
talk
one
about
that
it.
everybody. Yeah, I am too.
BTS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aren't several BTS members currently like not performing because they're conscripted into military service?
Oh.
Because
There are,
everybody
like,
in South
1 or
Korea
2
is
of them.
required to serve for like 2 years or 4 years or something. So they
Save
all
it. Save it for the pod.
Hey, look,
Mhm.
this
There's a
it's
lot to
probably gonna
talk
get said
about.
way better by a person who actually knows what they're talking about. So I might as well get it out now.
Whoa.
Yeah. So listeners, come back, check that out. If you liked this episode, if you liked the show, I mean, come on, who doesn't?
Mhm.
Go ahead and pop on Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, leave us a review, tell us about board games that meant something to you. What you a dice roller? You a bubble popper?
Mm.
Are you a card
Mm.
flipper? Like what you're doing? You like spinning a wheel? Some games have wheels. We didn't really
That's
get into
right, the
those.
wheels.
We
Wheel spinning
didn't.
games. The type of wheel where
Twister?
almost inevitably you would
Twister.
spin it right off the thing because you try to flick it really hard to be a smartass because you were a little boy
Oh.
and maybe you
Mm.
Huh.
wanted attention. This applies to all three of us, obviously. It's a very
Yeah.
broad.
Always a little boy
broad
who wants
description of a
attention
service.
here. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the games you like. Leave us that 5-star review. Please review us anywhere that you listen. That would be stupendous. We would love you forever for it. If you like the music, check out Michael J. O'Connor's stuff. Go to michaeljoconnor.bandcamp.com. And if you want to buy some science fiction books, Spaceboy Books, read spaceboy.com. We've got some great books coming out this year. 2024, there's going to be yet more books.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Gosh, more
2024, year
different
of the books.
configurations of words.
It's
Hell
true.
yeah. Hell
We keep
yeah.
rearranging them and coming up with interesting combinations.
I love it personally.
It's a game in itself.
And if you miss me at Chelsea on the off weeks of Debut Buddies, you can find us over on Never Show the Monster, where we talk about horror movie.
So spooky.
It's mostly jokes.
Almost as spooky as playing games with the dead.
Ooh, yeah.
No.
Ooh.
So yeah, so we'll
What?
catch you next time. We're gonna do some K-pop. So, pop open some K and join us.
It's
Okay.
therapeutic now. It's therapeutic now.
There you go.
You can
yeah.
pop it
But I
open.
feel like didn't they find out?
Under
Isn't
No,
that how
yeah,
Matthew
that's
Perry
Matthew
got out?
Perry's thing. Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah.
We're not
Well,
endorsing
okay.
under
recreational
medical
use of ketamine.
supervision.
Yeah.
Yoha?
Yo-ha, buddies. See you next time.